I firmly believe the next DLC for Planet Zoo is going to be the Nocturnal DLC. Welcome everyone back to the channel. In case if you guys are new here, hi, my name's Leaf. Today we're going to talk about something that the community has really been formulating over a little while, as well as the evidence pointing towards a Nocturnal DLC. Now, of course, we're going to talk about a wide variety of different things in here, but number one, we should probably talk about nocturnal animals and nocturnal houses in zoos. Already, I'm sure so many of you out there are familiar with nocturnal houses in zoos. Many of the times, these areas are dimly lit. They often utilize either blue or red lighting as a way to make the animal feel a little bit more natural in its own environment, as well as give guests a little bit clearer of a view to the actual animal, because obviously it needs to be dark in there for a nocturnal animal in order to make them feel most comfortable. Some clear examples I've seen at this is Night Hunters at Cincinnati Zoo, as well as any other animal house that houses nocturnal animals, such as the Kiwi House at Franklin Park Zoo, and stuff like that. You guys can look up some zoo tours videos on these institutions. It'll really give you a better idea on what we're going to be talking about today. Now, we should probably talk about when we would be receiving this next DLC. Already, we can probably assume that we got these DLCs in 3-month increments, and we should be slated to get this DLC, or at least whatever it may be, around, I'd say, September to October. Now, around that time is when we usually would be celebrating this fantastic little thing called Halloween. You know, the holiday where everyone dresses up and goes out and barters for candy and stuff like that. I don't really know, I don't really participate in that kind of stuff, but still, that is exactly what I want to talk about right over here, because it feels like we're really connecting the dots. Now, Halloween is oftentimes associated with darker tones, it's often associated with night and stuff like that, and you know what else is associated with night? Is nocturnal animals. Now, I know I may be reaching a little bit over here, but it feels like it would make sense. Frontier is a British-based company. Halloween is still a thing, very much so, over there in good old Britain. While it's not really as commercialized as it is for us Americans, we can still see many British, as well as United Kingdom places, really celebrate Halloween, so I think it's not too far-fetched to assume that they would still have that kind of effect over there as well. And I know it's just kind of, you know, we kind of just got these pieces, but we did get pumpkins in the conservation pack, which I think just, it's a little interesting right over there. But moving off of that, we can also probably assume that we would get items if it is to be an animal pack, which we are slated to get. As of the Southeast Asia update, we've been alternating in between animal pack, scenery pack, animal pack, scenery pack. But the interesting thing about these animal packs is that we still get scenery with them, albeit just a small amount. We got a few decals and some other statues with the what was it, the Wetlands DLC? We got a few cute ones over there, so I could probably assume that we would get some, you know, maybe some Halloween-themed ones. Maybe we would get some, like, fallen leaf litter. I feel like that would be a kind of fun addition right there. But we should probably talk about the animals, since we are slated to get a animal pack. Albeit I am using the meta wishlist operated by Random Go. I've talked about this ad nauseum over the past few years, I guess. Oh my gosh, power to him for managing that stuff for that long. But we can probably start to infer what kinds of animals we would get by looking at the meta wishlist. And be it that some of the top ones over here, be it 4 of the top 10 are nocturnal animals, I think we are slated to get this pack. Probably, definitely. Number 1 on the meta wish list is the Tasmanian Devil. Number 3 is the African Crested Porcupine. Number 9 is a Sloth, be it the 3-toed or 2-toed. I don't really expect us to get a 3-toed at all. Number 10 is the Wombat. 11, Fusa. 20th is the North Island Brown Kiwi. And the 32nd is the Raccoon. These are probably the most iconic nocturnal animals that were on the top of this list, and I really think that this would make for an insane pack. Maybe sub out something over here for a much larger animal, maybe some kind of big cat or something like that, even though we already do have enough big cats already. But I feel like that would be an incredible list to have right there for a nocturnal DLC. Not to mention we would probably also get a exhibit animal alongside that, so maybe a nocturnal snake, maybe a nocturnal reptile, I'm not really sure. But it would be very interesting to see all these animals, as they are all nocturnal, albeit maybe diurnal in some cases. It really depends on the species and the subpopulation. But still, I think this is very much writing on the wall for the types of animals we could get from this pack. Maybe sub out some other species in here, maybe sub out the common wombat for the northern hairy-nosed wombat to have a little bit more of a conservation edge. Maybe sub out the African crested porcupine for any other kind of porcupine. But still, I feel like that would be a wonderful pack nonetheless. Now, these animals have all been put on the meta wish list, and we should probably talk about that meta wish list a little bit too. Many of the last animals that we got in the previous packs, be it the wetlands, be it the conservation pack, have all been on the meta wish list, albeit for maybe, I would say, the Nile Lechwe. I think that had a low amount of votes, but still, it's been proven that Frontier is looking at this wish list. And seeing as these iconic animals, which so many people are demanding, I would probably be led to assume that the next one will be a Nocturnal pack to get this very diverse group of animals. And not to mention that, we've been getting a lot more diverse packs as of late. We've gotten the Wetlands pack and we got the Conservation pack, both very out of it from the last kind of region-based packs that we've been getting. And I feel like Frontier's getting a lot more comfortable with sticking their toes into this a little bit more of a wild theme, if that makes sense. Nothing really too located to continents or anything like that, but I feel like this really does speak to how Frontier is going to be approaching the last animals that we don't really have on our list. Now, Frontier can also throw us curveballs. I've also included the additions of tamanduas, tenrecs, ocelots, badgers, and civets. These are all very commonplace nocturnal animals, and I feel like Frontier would be able to include these in the pack as well, subbing out possibly one or two of the other ones mentioned on the list. Now, we could also talk about the implementation of these nocturnal animals. Already, Planet Zoo does have a lot of nocturnal animals, or animals that are classified as nocturnal, but don't really exhibit nocturnal behaviors inside the game. Be it the badger, aardvark, binturong, koala, leopards, and even more. Even the fennec fox, I believe, is nocturnal. All these animals would make their way in a nocturnal house very well, and I feel like Frontier would really hark in on that stuff and maybe even include some more behavior changes for these animals to really help settle the fact that these animals are nocturnal, and maybe give incentive to players to actually build at night and play at night. Because as you guys have seen from like my franchise videos, by the way, go watch that, really fun series. I don't really play with nighttime. I feel like no one ever plays with nighttime. And it would just be a wonderful way to incentivize players to do that. To really show, guess, how these animals would behave in their natural environment and their natural time, if that makes sense. One last thing that I do want to bring up has to do with some of the files discovered in the game. Now, please understand that I got this information from other modders. I did not go get digging for this myself. But in the files, there is a porcupine folder, and I believe that really sticks to the point where this is a possibility more than anything else. There are, at least one point in time, there was a plan to include porcupines in the game. And I'm not sure if they will still continue on with that. We've seen it before with the capybara, where they did follow through with it, but we also saw it before with the Lord Howe Island stick insect and how they didn't follow through with it. But this is all up in the air, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this situation. I'm very excited to see what the possibility for the next DLC holds in the future, but I firmly do believe that it will be a nocturnal, Halloween kind of themed DLC rollout. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I really would suggest you guys drop a little like. It always does help out the video so much more. The algorithm just really likes it when you do that. But still, I like it when you guys even just visit here in the first place. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have the most wonderful of wonderful days. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.